Here we are on another day of discovery.
Discovery.
How you feeling today? You feeling froggy?
I don't even know. What does that mean? What
You
is
feeling
frog?
froggy or what?
Like what?
Feeling like jumpy? It's perfect. It's actually a perfect reason because if you open the iPad, today we are covering Natasha, or better known as at animal underscore tattooer.
Wow.
So when you open that, I want you to tell me like what first comes to mind when you see like her work.
Well, give me a sec. Let me look at this. Skim through it. Wow, dude. A lot of her tattoos are super vibrant, super colorful, creating like a realistic landscape of actual like outdoor realism.
So it's good that you said that because her style is actually realism, new school, and hyper color realism. So that's kind of like her wheelhouse. She's actually from Moscow, Russia, and then I believe she now tattoos out of. If I botch this, I'm sorry to people that are German. Dusseldorf is what it sounds like, Germany. So
Okay.
she is overseas.
Why do all the good tattoo artists we've been finding lately all come from Russia?
I tread lightly with that verbiage. So it's good that you said that because her style is actually realism, new school, and color realism. So that's kind of like her wheelhouse. She's actually from Moscow, Russia, and then I believe she now tattoos out of. If I botch this, I'm sorry to people that are German. Dusseldorf is what it sounds like, Germany. So
Okay.
she is overseas. However, there are a lot of really good tattoo artists that are coming out. Maybe because it's so cold, they don't have nothing else to do. It's fucking freezing over there. So like they just gravitate to paintbrushes and like pencils and illustrative stuff. I think like the big thing too with like these artists that are coming out of Russia and like Europe and stuff is you have to understand like Europe is like like when you think of like art and artistry and artists, which like these artists are 100% artists, right? It derives from like European areas, right? Like think about churches, think about Picasso's, think about Mona Lisa's, like all of this stuff. Like America is so much newer to like this kind of world, and I think it transcends into the people there. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like when you have like a recipe and it's passed down through generations, it's kind of like the same thing, right? Like if you're an athletic heritage, then your heritage is athletic. Like a lot of times that'll carry over in genes. I feel like the artistry and the creativeness and obviously like what you study, what you're passionate in, and what you pick up on, I feel like that does kind of dwindle and not dwindle, but like fall down on these different demographics. And it is like very much, there are a lot of like crazy banger artists that are coming out of Europe or based in Europe.
This tattoo is badass.
So sick.
So, if you do you think that like the guest comes up to that person with the idea, or do you think that they came up to the idea and she kind of like made it her own? What do you think? Like someone, because how do you describe something like?
So with Animal Tattooer, and I'm just gonna use that so people can constantly understand that her handle is animal underscore tattooer. Her name is Natasha, but you won't. I don't think you'll find her that way. I think what people are doing and the best way to contact her, from what I found, is going to be info@animaltattooer.com. I think people are reaching out to her, and I think you're getting like you're getting a push pull and almost like equilibrium of like a difference between people saying I want a lion and people saying what do you have that you'd like to do, because some of this stuff is so creative and so new school. I think like with that imagery and it's like a lion or a tiger, I think they're saying I want a lion and then let her go.
Right.
Does that make
His
sense?
perfect example would be like this wolf. Looks like it would be like running through the arm. So it's like the wolf is in motion, but then how you know it's in motion is because she's creating like that green luminescence. So it goes from being normal like, and then attack mode, you can see that in the
One like beast one.
right, you see the attack mode, the mouth opens. So it's like, yeah, someone probably would have came here. I want like a wolf or whatever.
Yeah, and
She's good at doing animals.
so
And
some
then she creates a fucking
right. So some
scene.
people, yeah, you have to understand that like that's just basis on clients. Some people are gonna do like I wanna. Some people are super articulate with exactly what they want. Some for that one, somebody could have been like, I want a wolf. I want obviously they'll say placement. I want accent colors to be green because in that one it's straight black and gray wolf with green accent colors with
Right.
different variations of palettes of green, and I want it to be in motion. Like they could have been super detailed, or they could have just said, I want a wolf and I like green. And that's what I'm saying. And that's where like that creativity really fucking flowed. And obviously I'm sure she was like, where do you want it? But like a lot of these artists will also get cool ass stuff where they're just like, and I know I've seen it, I've been around it where they're like, what do you have in your bag? And they're like, oh, I've been wanting to do this. I have a forearm bet. And like that could have been just all her and they just went with it.
Like, and no photo I wanted to really talk about is like, so basically, I feel like if you, just from me and Dario's standpoint of like getting tattoos and being able to describe tattoos, if you look at the tattoo with the blue snake, it's like, yeah, I want a blue snake, but how do you want like the scene to be detailed? So like, I want it to be elegant. I want the colors of blue and purple and hues, you know, that will help the artist more define the landscape of the tattoo because yeah, you got the blue snake, but it's just so much more to that. This tattoo, this whole arm sleeve is a beautiful flower on the top, and it comes out with the blue and the red and the purple. So it's like using these descriptors will help you and the artist understand like where do you want it, because like if you could put a snake, it could be very attacky and very like aggressive, but this is more of like very subtle and beautiful and like
Yeah,
yeah.
she does a really good job at capturing, like, again, she's called the animal tattooer, so she does do mostly like animal stuff, but she does a really good job of capturing
The mood.
the mood and the emotion in each one. Like in one of those, there's a beetle, and you wouldn't think somebody could create like a beetle on beauty, and it looks crazy because you have a almost like a black and gray beetle, if I remember, and the color is just out of this world. Like her saturation and how she paints, yeah, those purples and blues and reds. I was like, dude, I don't really like beetles, but like that's some sick shit. You know, like shit
Yeah.
like that makes you like that's why I'm like, I guarantee you there's plenty of clients that she'll get that are like, do whatever you want. Cause something like that is wild. Like, how would you describe? I want a beetle with blueberries. You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you even go from there? And that's why obviously I brought her today on Discovery.
Those might not even be blueberries. They could be eggs.
They could, yeah.
As on and inside of the spheres, or we'll call it, there's like a snake coiled up in one of the spheres, and then there's another like kind of like bug, I think, maybe like a wasp on one of the other. So it's like maybe it's describing the evolution of starting of life. We don't know, but yeah, it's dope. I just love how she put the beetle on the back of the beetle. It almost looks like a ruby diamond coming out between the wings. So super sick.
So yeah, with the animal tattooer, I do believe you're gonna have to go to Düsseldorf, Germany. But I do know that she has been known to do like I know that she did like a retreat and actually did a collaboration with Sergey on that retreat. So
Wow.
make sure you like hit her on her contact. Do believe it's mostly Gmail, but I do know if you go to her page, she has like a, you know how they can have groups now?
Yeah.
She does have a group that you can join and she'll actively put when she has spots open, what stuff she has. So like if you really want to get in tune with her, join that group and then you can get like up to date stuff on what she has going on. So I do know she does have a group that you can join. But this is the animal tattooer. Her name's Natasha, and that's Discovery for today.
Beautiful.
Cool. That was cool. That was cool.